Hello everybody, this is just going to be a quick demo on how to deal with situations where you look up a key in your map and it gives you a null pointer exception, and sometimes that can be a little surprising, or difficult to figure out. So I'm going to just make a quick map here, and it's going to map strings to double. I'm going to call it map, make a new hash map, and get clips to bring that in for me. And this is going to be a map that goes, I'm going to put in all the sort of letter values. So A plus is going to be a 4.0. Right? And A is also going to be a 4.0. And we'll make A minus, like that's a 3.7, right? And you can imagine this going on and on, all the way down to where we put, hopefully no one in this class will ever find this out, but that's worth 0. And so they're all in there. I can just quickly print out my map so I can see what's in there. You can imagine all of them being filled in, but it's got all the values that I put in. And I could say, have some string, which was, you could imagine asking the args processor or whatever to bring it in, but it was, what letter did they get? And let's say for this part, it's like an A minus, and I wanted to find out, like, what's it worth? And I just assign it to be a double, and I'm like map.get letter grade. And then let's print that out. Okay, I'm going to just clean up everything else. When I print this out, it prints 3.7, and that's great. Well, first of all, one thing to know is, like, if these things are case sensitive, so A minus will not, lowercase a minus does not give me A minus. And so you get this null pointer exception, and you're like, wait a minute, all right, so wait a minute, is map null, or is this thing null? What's actually happening is that when it doesn't find it, if I do this, you'll see that it's null. Java does this thing called boxing and unboxing. It's very convenient. It's kind of a nice bit of help, where it'll convert from this capital D double to a lowercase double for you. But if it's null, it doesn't know what to do, and it sort of throws this null pointer exception. So let me show you a couple of ways to handle this. First of all, you can keep it in a capital D double and see, what is it worth? If that's not null, then just print it, or you can imagine computing the quality points by multiplying it by the credits or whatever you're doing. Otherwise, you could print out, I don't understand, like, letter grade. And now when I print this out, like, I don't understand, it sort of gives you a nice message there. If somebody, like, decides that they want a G grade and you just didn't enter it, it doesn't understand that. If you forgot to put in A plus or whatever, it sort of gives you some indication. If you, instead of that, have some default value, so like you're looking for the count of the number of times something exists, and there's some natural default like 0, you can keep it as a lowercase d double, right? But for the cases where it doesn't exist, you can write the function get or default, essentially. And there, when you pass in the letter grade, you give it some value to use, like we could use minus 1.0, when it's not found, okay? And so now if I sys out, what is it worth? 0 will print -1, F will print a nice big 0, and even better, the A will print 4.0. So hopefully this helps. There's a couple of different ways to solve this problem, and it will come up, so it's good to know about.